guys, the Oscars are less than a month away, and as you probably know, I'm a big Oscars fan. So today I bring you my favorite Best Picture winner of each decade. Let's start with the 20s and 30s. Frankly, my dear, the limb is mightier than the thumb, because I'm choosing It Happened One Night over Gone with the Wind. Fun fact, it is the first of only 3 movies to win the 5 big awards during the Oscars: Best Picture, Best Director, Actor, Actress and Screenplay. Tell me in the comments down below if you know the other 2. For the 40s it was quite easy, and although I enjoyed Mrs. Miniver, I have to go with Casablanca, the classic cliché-creating movie that made me become a cinephile. Everything about it is perfect, and every line is quotable.
What is your nationality?
I'm a drunkard.
And that makes Rick a citizen of the world.
The 50s were a cool decade, with big epics like Ben-Hur and comedy adventures like Around the World in 80 Days. But I'm choosing David Lean's The Bridge on the River Kwai because it is simply awesome. Alec, You're My Only Hope Guinness is great as a British colonel captured by the Japanese during World War II. Out of the 10 musicals to win Best Picture, 4 were released during the 60s, so I'm choosing a musical for this decade. So climb every mountain and watch The Sound of Music.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
The 70s, arguably the best decade in American movie history. Every movie that won during those years is great. I mean, The Godfather, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Kramer vs. Kramer, The Deer Hunter, Rocky. But I have to choose the one and only Woody Allen. Yes, I'm going for Annie Hall.
I would never want to belong to any club that would have someone like me for a member. That's the key joke of my adult life in terms of my relationships with women.
How awesome is it that it's one of the best romantic comedies ever made and the couple doesn't even end up together? And no, it's not a spoiler, you find out about that at the very beginning in an amazing monologue I parodied last year. Check it here.
Oh well. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-la.
It's not hard for me to choose my fave 80s winner, cause I love this movie and I'm not even sure why. I'm talking about Milos Forman's Amadeus. It might be Mozart's music or that unbearable laugh. But there's something simply great about this movie. For the 90s I have to go with Steven Spielberg. He's one of my favorite directors and Schindler's List is simply beautiful. I love Raiders of the Lost Ark and E.T. and Jaws, but everything in this movie comes together perfectly to make an amazing work of art. John Williams' score, the cinematography, the acting, everything is incredible. Extra trivia: the tango heard in the opening scene of the movie is the same that Al Pacino dances to in Scent of a Woman, for which he won an Oscar the year before.
Hooah!
The 2000s had quite some action, with movies like Gladiator, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, The Departed, No Country for Old Men and The Hurt Locker. So I'm going the opposite way and choosing Chicago. It's one of my favorite musicals and overall favorite movies. It's just so fun.
On that jet.
Did you know Richard Gere had to learn how to tap dance for the tap scenes? Yeah, that's him.
The defense rests.
And finally, the 2010s! The Artist and 12 Years a Slave were okay, Birdman was fun, but Argo was awesome. Ben Affleck might not be the greatest actor, but he knows how to direct a thriller. And Argo had me on the edge of my seat the 3 times I've watched it. So much suspense.
You have to know your resume back to front.
You really believe your little story is going to make a difference when there's a gun to our heads?
I think my story is the only thing between you and a gun to your head.
So that's it, my favorite Best Picture winners of every decade. Tell me in the comments down below which is your favorite Best Picture winner and if you enjoy the Oscars as much as I do. See you next time, and Argo fuck yourselves!